This is how to tie a double figure-8 knot for rock climbing. I'm Brenna. I'm a certified high ropes instructor and I've been rock climbing for about 3 years, and I have lots of experience tying double figure-8 knots and figure-8s. The materials you're going to need are a climbing rope, a carabiner, and a clean space to practice on. If you're wondering what a figure-8 knot is, it's a knot that's used to attach a harness to a climbing rope when someone is about to climb on a wall or something that requires a harness. It connects to the carabiner, which then connects to the harness, and the carabiner goes in the 2 loops at the bottom of the knot. Before we start, there are some things you need to know. The first one is to make sure that the rope you're tying the knot on can hold 12 kilonewtons or 2,646 pounds. Check the knot before you begin to make sure that it's not damaged, so fluffy feeling, melted parts, loose threads. Make sure a certified ropes instructor sees you tie it the first time just so that you know it's done correctly. Don't try to climb any non-certified courses or walls, and always check the knot before climbing for twisted or loose pieces of rope. That's so that it won't break while you're climbing. The first thing you're going to do is fold the rope in half. When you're tying the knot on an actual climbing rope, one end is going to be much longer than the other because it'll be attached to the wall. That's okay, you just need to remember to fold it in half so you get this little loop part here, because this will be important for the rest of the knot. The next step that we are going to do is we're going to take this loop we just made and fold it in half again. This time we want to fold it over our hand, and we want to put it so the back of our hand is down on the table on top of the shorter side. My rope is a little twisted, that doesn't matter yet, but when we fold it over the piece that's on the other side of our hand, we are going to want to make sure that it's twisted in a certain way. So what we are about to do is twist it fully around the longer piece of rope, but when you are twisting it, you want to make sure that these 2 pieces right here are crossed over each other. So if they're not, then it's going to be all funky when you get to the final product. So I'm fully looping it all the way around this longer piece of rope. I want to try and make sure it's as tight as possible, because otherwise the pieces start getting confusing and it doesn't look quite right. So as I'm finishing folding it around the longer piece of rope, I want to make sure there's still a good amount of the loop that's not wrapped around the longer piece, because I'm going to need that further on in the knot. And I want to make sure that it's pulled pretty tight. If it's loose, then it starts to get difficult in these next steps. Now we're going to take the shorter piece and we're going to tuck it underneath the top loop that we just made by wrapping that around. This is a little confusing. We're going to look at it again. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take that loop and I'm tucking it underneath the top loop that I just created. I'm also going to make sure that the 2 pieces of rope that are making up the shorter loop are crossed over each other, so that way when we go to finish the knot, it's not all twisted up. When you look at the knot, the 2 loops that we just created by wrapping the shorter piece around the longer piece should look like a figure-8. That's where it gets its name from. These 2 pieces are what should be crossed so that you know it's not going to be all twisted when you finish. Now when I look at it, it looks like there are 3 loops. I'm going to reach through the one in the middle and grab both pieces of rope. So the 2 in the middle. So there should be 2 on the one side and 2 on the other. And then you're grabbing the 2 in the middle. Do not pull them through. You're just holding on to them for now. Now holding on to the 2 pieces you just grabbed with your one hand, you're going to stick your other hand through the loop furthest away from the spare rope. At this point, you can pull the 2 pieces in the middle loop out a little bit further if you want to, but what we're going to do is take our right hand and grab those middle pieces, and they're going to have to go through that upper loop. So they're going through the loop, not over it, not around it, it's going through. This upper loop is about to go down and over the entire knot. You're going to use your hand in the upper loop to grab the 2 pieces your other hand is holding onto, and you're going to pull them through the loop. Before you start tightening anything, you just want to hold them in your hand and pull the other loop that your hand was originally through down and over the entire knot. So that means beneath the entire thing, even lower than I currently have it. It's going to go all the way down. Once you've pulled the loop all the way down, then you can start tightening it by pulling on the 2 pieces that you're holding in one hand and the spare rope in the other. Once you have pulled that upper loop over the entire knot and you've tightened it, then you can check it to make sure that it's ready for climbing. To check that the knot is ready for climbing, you want to make sure you have 3 sets of 2 pieces and 1 set of 3 pieces. So we have 1 parallel right here that has 2 pieces and 1 parallel that's on this other side that has 2 pieces. These 2 sets were created when we wrapped the shorter end around the longer end at the beginning of the rope. Down here at the bottom, you should have 3 sets of parallel pieces of rope. 2 of these pieces are the bottom half of our shorter end of rope that we wrapped around the longer one, and the other one is the top of that rope that we pulled down and over. You should also have 2 loops at the top that are side by side. This is where the carabiner goes. Once you have your 3 sets of 2 and your 1 set of 3, then you are ready for climbing. So the knot actually will be upside down when you tie it on a real rope, and you're going to attach the carabiner over both loops that are on the bottom, not just one. So I'm going to clip my carabiner in here, and then it's ready for climbing. Sometimes it's good to practice it upside down if you want to be ready for an actual climbing rope, but that's how you tie a double figure 8 knot. Thanks for watching.